How are you this morning? So I just need to take the glare off the picture. That's a little bit better, isn't it? How are you? Gosh, do you know, I have to confess I'm starting the week a little weary. Last week was enormous. There was so much going on. The diary wasn't full, but the things that were in the diary were immensely challenging. A huge funeral, some very complex pastoral situations, the joy of a wedding conversation. And so you can see I kind of ran the gamut of all emotions. And the usual pile of emails. And some gentler stuff as well. Some lovely time in school and with toddlers and in passing. So it was just one of those weeks where I had to draw on every part of myself. And of course, most weeks are like that. But it seemed that everything that happened last week was in the extreme. I kind of thrive on that sort of stuff, really. But I'm also aware that I then need to make space for it. And so I bring that to you this week to ask you, do you make enough space for yourself? Now, that's not just my usual conversation about do you take time out from church or from your other responsibilities? Do you have downtime? Do you have self-care time? What I'm really asking is, do you ever just stop and really rest? Now, that's not the enforced rest of having a cold or recovering from your flu jab, or that there's nothing else to do, so I have to be at home. I'm talking about actually properly choosing to sit still, make time to do it, and to do it well. Now, my experience is that doesn't need to be for very long if it's done properly, and that to know that you've set yourself half an hour where you are going to have a cup of coffee and a sit down with the radio on, maybe not the radio on, you're going to read 10 pages of your book, or you're going to look out into the garden and not worry about what you can see in the house that needs doing, just turn the other way. I think those kinds of planned, structured moments where we just stop and let ourselves draw breath are incredibly important. So important that we must make sure we do them. We can't all keep going at full pelt. We just can't. And of course we manage it for a little while, and then if we don't take a proactive position to give ourselves those rest moments, then actually we'll find out we have to take them anyway, because we do catch another cold, we pick up an infection, or we feel just miserable, or perhaps it kicks in with some other medical thing that goes on for us. So you can see I've said it all, haven't I? And I've said it in more ways than one. And hopefully you're thinking, okay, maybe it's me. Maybe I need to just have that coffee time, have that time in the middle of the day where it's all right to sit still, just briefly. I know it's a challenge, and we all have incredibly busy lives, but I also know that if we don't build in the self-care stuff, and I'm not talking the big stuff, I'm not talking about remembering to get your vaccinations or get your teeth checked or all those other things. I'm talking about the little self-care of sitting still and letting your body just unwind slightly, shoulders dropped. If we don't do that, we will break. There, said it. I'm not going to break. I've got a little bit more space in my week this week, and I'm going to do some service planning, looking towards remembrance, and then I need to put in my diary some planning time for Christmas too, but that's a whole nother conversation. So yes, I've got some planning time, and I've got a good day off planned this week. Does all that make sense to you? If it doesn't, then just listen to this, because this is how we're going to finish today. It's from Matthew. It's chapter 11, verses 28 to 30, and you know exactly what I'm going to read to you, and you're going to take note. Are you ready? Come to me, all you that are weary and are carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Taking on God, allowing Christ into our lives, is a light yoke. It's an easy task, and it will bring us rest, recuperation, relief, because God will carry it for us. There we are. I hope that's enough. I hope I haven't disappointed anybody. I've tried to be really upbeat about this one because I'm passionate about it. I think it's a good news thing to know to stop just for a minute. I challenge you. There we are. I've said enough. Have a lovely day. I shall see you, I'm sure. No, I'm not sure I'll see you. If you know where I am, and I'll hear from you, I'm sure, if I need to. Take care and lots of love to you. God bless. Bye-bye.